Was it always going to be West Ham, or was there other clubs involved?
No, I mean at the time there was other. I was at Walsall at the
Yeah,
time, and I mean I love Walsall. My time
yeah,
there was special to me. I did 10, 11 years. I just had a testimonial season there, and we'd been in the Championship for like 4 or 5 years. Which when I joined, there was in Division 3. It was then. That's how
wow.
old I am. Division 2 now, and we gradually worked through the leagues and got into the Championship for 4 or 5 years, and we had a really good side
Yeah,
that year. And we actually went down that season, which was so disappointing. I'd love to, if I was going to leave, have kept them up that season again. And then, but anyway, at the end of that, it was. I mean, I played against West Ham before it. And I think it was a 0-0 I'd kept at Upton Park, and I remember looking around, going, "This is a bit of me." This, I knew I was on a free transfer at the end. I had a few other clubs, like have spoke to me about what plans were in the summer. I'd got Win Pards fancied me a little bit. When I got there, I could see like it was almost as if you put on. I think they put Brian Dean on at the end. They put Big Ian Pearce up top. I think if I'm remembering right, they put about 4 of the biggest lads you've ever seen up top and just lumped it in the box, which is very on West Ham.
yeah.
And I was thinking, is he testing me here? But I thought, sorry, I'm coming for everything here if I get a chance. So I did, and I managed to. We kept a clean sheet that day and got a 0-0. And when I went to get me back in the day, you used to take the glove bag and put it behind the side of the goal. And when I went to get the glove bag and the towel and that, I got a real nice
clap.
nice clap off the fans. And West Ham fans are brilliant. I had a fantastic. I love it there. And it was mate, and they clapped us off the pitch, and I thought I could have a bit of that. And that's what I get playing against them. Can you imagine if I can produce that playing for them?
Yeah.
So it was always in my thoughts. Then I was just waiting on pause and waiting, and as the season progressed, I sort of got more and more that he wanted to take us there. And one of my old mates actually told me, 85 actually, said he really likes you. You've got a real chance. And I spoke to him before the playoffs, and I weren't sure how it was going to go. I didn't know if it was better if you got in the Prem or stayed in the Championship for me. Because I knew if I was in the Champ, I was tried and trusted at that level, sort of thing, And so I thought I had more of a chance of playing in the Champ. But if you went up to the Prem, maybe you still wanted us as backup, maybe pushing whoever they had in there as well. So I was torn which way I wanted to go. Obviously, when they lost that to Palace, I met Paz a couple of days later, and he was, to be fair to him, he was lower than a snake's belly.
Can you imagine?
He was low, even to the point I'm thinking, I'm not sure this guy actually wants me to come and join here. But we ended up chatting about it, and I didn't get some great vibes from Pods that day. I mean, I love Pods ever since, and I owe him a debt of gratitude for taking a chance on me to take me there in the end. But it only swayed me when I went to the ground and he said, right, well, look, if we can get it agreed, why don't you go down to the ground with the doctor, get the medical done, because I was going away on holiday the next day. And then if we can get it agreed over the next few days or whatever, when you come back on holiday, you can sign it. And I actually went and stood on in the centre circle at Upton Park, went and stood in the goal mouths again, and had a look round, and I just thought, this is me. I wanted this for a long while. I love my time at Walsall. It was great. But every time we travelled to places like West Ham and that, I'm thinking that I need to test myself.
Yeah,
I need to test myself at this level. And I always wanted to play in the Prem like any kid growing up does, and any player wants to. You want to play at the highest level possible. I still had England aspirations. I mean, I know I was 29 at the time, and it sounds a bit crazy, but I still thought if I get the right team and go in the Prem and can play in the Prem with them, then I'll see how far I can take it, sort of thing. So West Ham fit every bill for me on that front. In a big club, needed to get back in the Prem at the time, to be honest, as well. So I thought if I can go back up with ease and play a big part in that, maybe I'll start the season in the Prem, and who knows from there where it can take you. So that was the plan. So I made my mind up on the Upton Park pitch that day. I'd made my mind up against when I kept the clean sheet before, but I wasn't sure if it was going to come true or not. So when the offer was actually there, I didn't really even speak about money after that. I probably could, if I'd used an agent, I'd have probably got a much better deal. But I just wanted that over the line. So I just rang Pars after and went, right, just get it done. I'm in.
Get it done,
Get it done, I'm in. I don't care. I'd probably done it for nothing, if I'm being honest, but don't tell him that.
Don't tell him that. It's a bit late now. That's the worst negotiation starts ever.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I'll do it for everything. Yeah.
And we played Wigan away. I mean, I've spoke about it before, and out of nowhere, I mean, I was enjoying Essex probably far too much at the time when I weren't playing. And it was a great place to live.
It is, yeah.
And it was magic. But it was, And I had no sign of playing. And just we was wigging away, and Pars just pulled me in the changing room, in the shower room. Actually, went, "I need you today, goalie." I'm like, "What? Now you need me?" Any bit stronger words. Anyway, yeah, what you got for me? I said, "All right, leave it with me." And then I'd not really played for a few months, and I think it was just one of those games. It was meant to be after that for me. I think we went 1-0 down. And I'd made a few saves. We ended up going 1-0 down. Straight at the other end, I think we scored again. I think Teddy might have scored to take the 1-1. If it had carried on for a little bit longer and they got another, we was mid-table. We was struggling. I think on the bus that day, it was like on the coach to the game as well. There was like never been heard of before. The chairman was on it. The directors were on it. And it was all sat round the back of Pars. It was like you might as well have the Grim Reaper at the back of him as well. And I think it was like, you look, if we lose today, this company might not be making the bus back. So it obviously pulled me in the showers and said, "Right, I need you today." And you know, we got a lot of luck that game. I got a lot of luck personally. I think I made some saves off me backside, and I was sort of a little bit out of position on where I wouldn't have been on if I'd been playing regularly, and the ball just happened to I've managed to get a block by being in the wrong position, and it was great. And I remember taking a cross late on, I think it was 2-1 up, and Teddy just he rubbed us on the head like, "Jimmy, that's what I'm talking about." And I was thinking, that's it, we're going up now. And that was it from that moment, you know. And we had some ups and downs leading up to that. You know, we thought we'd missed out. We played Sunderland at Upton Park. I think it was a Friday night, and it was an amazing game. They won the championship at ours that day, which hurt. Yeah. And more hurt because we thought we'd missed out on the playoffs that game. We had 2 games left after that, and we ducked out of the playoffs again. And then I think we won the next one, and then we had Watford away game, Watford away to win, and we needed to win that to sneak in last minute. And you always find that you sneak in the playoffs, and you just keep that momentum going. We had a great team as well. We had so much experience, but so much youth as well. I mean, in front of me that day was Elliot Ward, and you know, going into that was Elliot Ward and Anton Verde, who's 18s and 19s, like the kids, and all this is on their shoulder. But I think it helped them a little bit, you know, because they've got that youth about them, and I think with my experience behind, and it was one of those where I could help them and put them in the right positions, and it worked really well. We had Pauli, you know, there as well, and a lot of experience in the team with them, and it worked really well, and it was amazing. And I think once we got in the playoffs, that was us. We was going up with that. Yeah, it was such a good time, such a great year that year, and everything. So many ups and downs. It was a proper roller coaster. But then through the end and obviously at the end, obviously when the knee went, it was very bittersweet for me. But you know what? I would change probably that and not come for the cross and just let them head it. But with a couple of minutes to go, I'm near my dream. I've waited all my life for this. You've got to go for it. I've got 2 18-year-old kids in front of me. I'm going to help them out. Anything that I said to them, just keep a high line. Yeah. Keep a high. As soon as we went monologues, keep a high line. Anything over the top, I'll sweep up. Anything that comes in the box, stay out my box. I'll come and take it. You just stop people coming into me, and I'll come and take the cross for you. And we spoke about it on the pitch, and so when the last minute when it's lumped in the box, I'm thinking there is no way I'm not coming in. No. It was one of those things. I mean, I've took it. I'm probably the highest I've ever been. I've only watched it back a couple of times, but I'm thinking, where am I going? But I've took it so high, and I just don't think the body could cope with it. And I landed, and remember right, you know, I landed just on the edge of the box. It's a movement you do quite a lot of times in training and different games, you know, all week really. Yeah. And as I've landed, I think I'm close to the line there, but if I plant my right leg as I land, I stay in. I'll just lie down on the ball and waste the last couple of minutes, and we'll win the game. And unfortunately, I lay down on the ball, but my knee fell off, and I was outside the box. So it was a disaster. So, and then Stevie Bywater come on, and he don't get a lot of credit. He don't get enough credit for it because to come on at that stage, I always say, because Byers is not the brightest. No, he's a fantastic lad. I love Byers, and he was actually a really good goalie. But it helped him because I don't think he realised the enormity of it. And when the I think the free kick went in before him, and it was a little dodgy one, and he's ended up sticking it brilliantly, and that was it. And you know, it was a tough one for me because in that moment I'm thinking I was lying in a first aid room in the Millennium. I've just been outside in front of 90,000 people, and I couldn't hear myself think the noise. And I was sat in a first aid room underneath, watching on a small telly in the top corner of the room. It was. I'm thinking, that what is going on? That should be me. I should be out there. And then I saw them celebrating, and then, Johnny Green came in, the physio at the time, and I said, "Look, I need to get out there, John." He strapped me up, and then obviously I got in the back of Ludo. Ludo helped me round a little bit as I was struggling to walk, and I got some iconic pictures from that.
Well,
I've got pictures that are still up on the wall.
Yeah,
no, it was amazing. So probably would change not coming for it to give me a chance of playing in the Prem a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. Oh, do you know what? You can't change things in life. I'd not change anything.
But also, I just think I know from a personal perspective but it just added to the West Ham way of doing
Absolutely.
it.
Everyone says this.
Just lose our goalkeeper with 83 minutes left, and it's like, oh, Steve, oh, bless him. But,
I know. Yeah, I know.
It's just the West Ham way. But yeah, it was just. It was amazing. Yeah, it was just it's a great way to go up. Obviously, it's brilliant.
Oh, it was the best. It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant. And I mean, even if you weren't already a fan's favourite, obviously, Frank's penalty, and bless him, that's. I mean, that as I said, that always just cements you in folklore history, doesn't it?
Well, I didn't realise how important that was to the fans at the time.
Of course, you wouldn't.
Obviously, playing a game and that. It was probably 7,000 or 8,000 West Ham behind the goal, and I was enjoying every second of it, and it was an amazing atmosphere. But just the 2 or 3 minutes leading up to that penalty being taken, it was all going off, and I'm thinking, well, yeah. And I remember my granddad was always my biggest fan. I remember having a little look up and going, then I need to save this. Help me out. And I mean, if we had that VAR rubbish now, it would have definitely got chalked off because I was by the 6-yard box.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
I've hit that, and as it's gone down there, I just looked round and the fans were going mental, and it was amazing. That was my first real taste of West Ham, and I'll be honest, it was great for me as well. So I didn't really buy a drink in Essex after that.